Hi, I'm Audrey, I'm still intersex and I will still talk about intersex. And today we have an amazing guest. It's my friend Erin. Do you want to introduce yourself maybe?
Well, maybe I don't know how to do.
So what's your name, your age, your country and your favorite food?
Yeah, I like that. I'm Erin, I'm from Croatia, 25 years old, and I like pancakes and dinosaurs. And I'm an intersex. And trans.
And awesome. Can you explain a bit of the context on intersex and maybe trans issues in Croatia?
Maybe it's the better if I start with trans because there are a lot of issues but less issues than with intersex.
Okay.
So about trans issues, we don't have enough educated doctors, and we don't have health insurance doesn't cover anything for trans people, and of course trans community isn't invisible in Croatia, but it's a lot of hate around the trans person, and it's really hard to change your gender marker.
Yeah.
And it's really hard actually to get any medical help that you need.
Yeah. Okay.
And about intersex issues, everything's an issue. Because, on intersex there's the invisibility, I would say, is the big problem.
Yeah.
Can't find any more issues if you don't go deep down and try to do your best to find something, and you would do that only if you're intersex, because I would know someone else do that. Actually, there's no any articles, there's no anything about intersex on Croatian language.
Well, there's yours now.
Well, no. Yeah.
Yeah. And practices, medical practices, is it still? Of course, it's still performed. But is there any data on this, or do you have any experience with the medical staff, or I don't know?
Well, we don't have any proper data. It's just things that we heard, that someone heard. As we know and as we have some experiences, the doctors are performing surgeries still, and a lot of the people are not educated enough a lot of the parents are not educated enough to know what to do to get to the decision that they need to do. Yeah. So if they are told that they need their kids needs to be operated on, they'll do it. And
so it's really impressive that you, as an activist, are so open now in Croatia since, I don't know, 1 year? A bit over?
Less, maybe.
Less?
Yes.
Crazy.
Less than 1 year.
What do you do as an activist? What do you focus on?
Well, my current focus is just gain the visibility. Yeah. Because there's no data and there's no out person except me in Croatia as intersex. So my goal is to gain some visibility and to raise the voice, and after that, of course, get some medical power in the medical community. and actually it's going that way. Okay. Somehow it's really going that way, who are actually working with children and intersex children. Okay. And they're really interested in helping and find a way to help intersex community.
That's so cool.
I'm very positive about that.
Weren't you scared at the beginning to engage in activism this way and to be visible?
Yes, I was, and I still am. Croatia is really conservative and there's a lot of violence. Yeah. So on the other hand, I'm sure that was the best decision that I could make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how did you find the courage to engage?
Well, yeah, it was a bit of a process, but it was all really, really fast, actually. At the moment, I was just finding out that I'm intersex.
Yeah.
And the other moment, I was just talking with other intersex people. I decided to go to OAI community event.
Yeah.
And that's the place where I met a lot of intersex people, and I couldn't believe that I'm there and a lot of intersex people are also there.
Yeah.
That was like, I saw some of them on the internet and on the YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, you're real, you exist.
I can touch you.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was really emotional there. I just couldn't believe that I'm there and that's really happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that there I got the strength and the power, and the thing that I always is that after that event, that was the first moment that I actually told myself it's really okay to be me.
Yeah. When you learned that you were intersex, so not that long ago actually, how did you feel afterwards? And when you learned all the practice, did you feel shame, or did you feel maybe anger, or did you? I don't know.
I was actually very, very confused.
Confusion.
Yes. And yeah, I was sad. I was angry. I didn't know what to do, what to think.
Yeah.
And I actually, at that moment, I felt like this is the worst thing that ever happened to me. I don't believe that I ever felt it before. I had some traumas and things, but that was just feeling that was inside of me, and that feeling was me at that moment. And I really felt like, I don't know how to, awful, just awful is the I hated myself and the thing that I'm intersex. That was just the thing that I didn't want to be, because I didn't know anything about it, and I just felt so different and so lonely, and like no one can understand me. Yeah, actually I had like my two last workshops. The one was called Intersex and Proud, and the other one was called How I Came from Be Ashamed to Feel So Empowered. I never believed actually that this will be happening, and that I will feel fine with myself, fine with that I'm intersex actually, and be proud about that.
Yeah. And now, I mean, like when I see all the things that you're doing, you're definitely like proud and bold and like very courageous. I mean, like it's incredible.
Thank you.
And so how was for you the Trans and Intersex March?
It was really emotional actually, and at one moment at the beginning I had a feeling, okay, if you'll feel like that's too much for you, you just can go out of the march, and met them there. Yeah. But when we started, and there was a lot of people, and they're also positive and empowered. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I need to do that. I can't do that. Yeah. Yeah. So that was like the awesome feeling, but I felt really empowered there. Like when we came to the final spot, it was like I just couldn't breathe because of the all positive emotions. I was like, will I wake up now? I was
really impressed, maybe impressed not the right word, but a bit shocked by the amount of police. And the fact that we had to be split into groups to go to the meetup place. And I wanted to know, like, is it something like is really necessary in Croatia to be this protected?
Police actually depends on the protest or march or anything that's happening. They are like making decision of on like safety reasons and on the situation in the country. Thing was that we actually find out after the march, so and I find it good that we find that after the march, the reason why there were so many police is that the Bad Blue Boys, the Croatians hooligans, okay, they had a birthday, actually.
In the Grab?
Yes, and in the street that we were passing by.
Wow!
So, so they realized that we need to be protected. That there are some people who did, and they were just shouting something.
Oh really?
But there was like too many of us, and we couldn't hear them, so that was all good.
And we were having these whistles.
Yes.
And I mean, like, you couldn't hear anything anyways.
Yes, I
just whistled.
Yeah, I couldn't hear myself.
Do you remember when we were screaming like, intersex rights are human? I was screaming.
Yes.
And you were like, we don't even hear you.
Yes, I was just looking at you, and I realized that you, like, I was thinking that you want to say something to us, like.
I know, I was just shouting chants. That is amazing. Okay, so thank you very much. Erin has soon a YouTube channel, so I will link it down in the info box. And please feel free to like, share, comment, and whatever the video, and subscribe. And yeah, I will put all information in the box. And now. And don't forget, we will win!
This was the best one.
Yeah, for now.